Did you know that everyone has natural psychic abilities available to them? When you start learning about psychic abilities, it can be exciting because there are so many different ways that intuitive information can show up in your life. But here's the catch. One of your natural psychic abilities tends to dominate all the other ones, and if you don't know which one it is, it can make your intuitive signals confusing or easy to ignore. In this video, I'm going to show you how your dominant psychic ability shows up in your life so you can start recognizing the one that's naturally leading the way. And as a bonus, I'll also show you how intuitive decision making is different than logical decision making. Hello everybody, I am Vaishali Nikhade. I am an engineer turned psychic with over 9,000 readings, and I show you how you can leverage the power of intuition to make decisions with ease. Decision making is central to our entire life experience. Google estimates that an average individual makes about 35,000 remotely conscious or subconscious decisions every day. And you only need one good decision to change the course of your life. So if nothing in your life is changing, it could be because of these two reasons. One is you are unaware of how your dominant psychic ability is trying to communicate with you before you make a decision. And the second one is you're making decisions purely based on logic and ignoring your intuition. In this video, we are going to take a look at what happens in each of these scenarios. So, how do people really make decisions? Usually, it's one of two ways. The first one is based on logic. Logic relies on knowledge as well as past experiences. The second one is based on intuition, which is, you can think of it at a high level as a gut feeling, but more importantly, your intuition is connected to your psychic abilities and, in particular, your dominant psychic ability. So, we are going to take a look at a party scene to dive into all these concepts. Imagine you are at a packed house party. Music is playing, drinks are clinking, and everyone's kind of doing their own thing. And then suddenly the door opens. A stunning woman in a gorgeous red dress, let's call her Anna, walks in through the door. The moment she steps in through the door, the whole room shifts. Heads turn, conscience pause mid-sentence, and even if people try to keep talking, their eyes turn towards the entrance. This moment when Anna walks in through the door and grabs everyone's attention is similar to your dominant psychic ability. It is the first thing that hits you. Loud, clear, and hard to ignore. Now, once the initial buzz settles, something interesting happens. People start to notice the details. Someone notices the way she confidently steps into the room. Someone else notices the color of her dress. And someone else notices her shoes. These smaller observations are like your other non-dominant psychic abilities. They don't necessarily steal the spotlight like Anna did when she first walked into the room, but they add important pieces of details once the main moment has captured your attention. So, in this party scene, Anna walking in through the room and stealing everyone's attention is like your dominant psychic ability, extremely difficult to ignore. And the people noticing all the details like her shoes, her dress, and maybe the jewelry that she's wearing are all similar to your non-dominant psychic abilities, which means that they're giving out supporting information. The dominant psychic ability opens the door and gives you the crux of the information. Think of it as delivering the main signal. The others quietly step in afterwards and fill in the rest of the story. Now, you may be wondering if this is how the dominant and non-dominant psychic abilities work, how exactly would a logical versus an intuitive decision work in this scenario? Let's come back to the same party scene. Music is playing, people are chatting, and everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Now suddenly the door opens and this stunning woman, Anna, walks in through the door. Now watch what is happening in two different people's mind. Let's call them John and Zane. John uses logic to make decisions and Zane uses intuition to make his decisions. John's logical mind immediately starts piecing things together. John turns to his friend Zane and says, "She's probably here with someone." Why? Because they've been to lots of parties before. And what John has noticed is an attractive woman seldom comes in alone. Maybe she's there to meet someone, maybe she came with a friend, or maybe she's already taken. While these thoughts are going through John's mind, his brain is basically doing a highlight reel of past experiences and using that to predict what is going to happen in the future. So John's decision is probably not worth going over. This is logic. Past information leads to current guess or current decision. Now let us look at the intuitive person Zane in the same room. Zane sees Anna walking in and he has a strange sense that something interesting is about to happen. He hears a soft whisper saying, "Go and say hi." This is his dominant psychic ability whispering to him. He doesn't really have any proof, he's not really running any calculations, and he can't fully explain. It is not based on past patterns. It's more like he's tuned in to how the moment is about to unfold. As Anna walks in through the room, Zane sees a vision in his mind's eye of walking over to Anna and seeing a smile on her face. This is his non-dominant psychic ability giving out supporting information to him to go and say hi. So he walks over and 5 minutes later, he realizes that she did come alone and she moved into the city last week and she's really glad that she's making a new friend. So in this particular story, John is using logic. He looks backwards, gathers past experiences, and uses those to make his present decision. Zane is using intuition and he's looking forward, picking up on the subtle signals about how the moment is going to unfold. Both John and Zane see Anna walking in through the door at the same time. However, John makes a decision based on logic and what usually happens, whereas Zane is making a decision based on intuition and what is about to happen. So as you saw for Zane, his dominant as well as non-dominant psychic abilities both pointed him towards the same decision, which is go and say hi. His dominant psychic ability was something whispering to him and telling him to go say hi, whereas his non-dominant psychic ability was him seeing a vision about Anna smiling when he walks towards her. So Zane works on intuition and takes action, whereas John is working on logic and he decides to take no action. Eventually, time becomes the ultimate proof. It is going to reveal what happens after a logical decision versus an intuitive one. Now that you understand how your dominant psychic ability tends to lead in decision making, the next step is to discover which psychic ability is dominant for you. In this next video, I'm going to show you how you can pinpoint your dominant psychic ability so that you can start recognizing it in real life and start making your decisions based on intuition as opposed to logic. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.